You ever just have a situation or you see a situation go down and the person's response that's involved in the situation, it just makes no sense, or they're just quick to just have something to say about it. Like I said, whether it makes sense or not. For example, as you can tell by the title, today I'm going to talk about a word that I feel like just it lost all its meaning. People just use it just to use it. Shit don't even make sense sometimes for what they're using it for, or they're just quick to pull that card and they don't even know what it means, or what it's meant for in that situation they're in. And that word is corny. I'm gonna say corny a lot in this video, so take a shot every time I say it, or do a corny counter. Nah, but I just feel like that word, bro, it lost all of its meaning. Like people just say it now. Like I could post a picture of me on the beach with a mimosa in my hand, feet out, legs out, chilling, taking in the sunlight. And at least one person will say, "Oh, bro, it's so corny." Like that word, I see it get used all the time. I mean, I use it myself, but I just feel like that word has lost all of its meaning, and just people just overuse it non-stop. They call anything corny. Anything they don't like is corny. Like that word, bro. We gotta rewrite that word. Whether it's in the dictionary, we gotta remaster that word. You know how like video games get remastered? Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Resident Evil 1, beautiful remaster. Resident Evil 2, beautiful remaster. Not even remastered with, because they changed stuff around, but y'all get what I'm going. You know, Resident Evil 3 is my favorite, but I'm not gonna lie, the remake, the 3 is kind of butt. I'm not gonna lie. I hate how they took out the randomness, like, cause like in the OG one, on the PS1, I used to watch my dad play that. I was so scared, but then when I started playing it, I loved it. But I used to watch my dad play that game, and just watching him play that shit was so scary. Like, just the premise of the OG Resident Evil 3. My cat's playing with his toys, so if you hear something in the background. But back on the Resident Evil story, we're excited about the new one too, Requiem. I can't wait. But Resident Evil 3, man, if you know, you know. It's like Nemesis could come at any moment. Meanwhile, in 3, you had like set phases, like, okay, I know when I go through this door, Nemesis is gonna have his little cutscene. And I'm not gonna lie, the graphics on the remake of 3 are beautiful, but like just the randomness, they took so much stuff out, and then how you could go different paths in the OG one. They changed it up so much, which it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like some stuff, just leave as be, man. Just leave it as be. Not everything needs to be switched. Just leave it as be. It's so funny too, because when I looked it up, the definition itself on the internet didn't even make fucking sense. Like not even the internet knows what corny actually is. Let me see. Corny definition. Trite, banal, or sentimental. And then like it's a adjective, and then like the sentence, like, you know, the example on the internet. It sounds corny, but as soon as I saw her, I knew she was the one. And what is corny? Showing no ideas or too often repeated, and therefore not funny or interesting. Corny jokes. I couldn't watch the whole movie. It was just too corny. I mean, that's a better. Showing no new ideas or too often repeated, and therefore not funny or interesting. I mean, yeah, that a person who is easily. No, that's Connie. Okay, no, that makes sense, but there's even a Reddit thread. Someone says, "What does corny mean?" I've seen this word a lot, but when I look it up on Google, they say something sentimental or something like that. I still don't know what it means. Here are some examples. All the jokes from that movie are corny. The bumper sticker is pretty corny, but it was still cool to win. And then, like, deleted right here. Somebody deleted. Well, the account got deleted on Reddit 2 years ago. Corny means that extremely cliche and full of emotion in a good/bad way. In this case, the writer thinks it's quite cliche to finish a story writing a happy ending because most stories are like that. Perhaps they don't like it. Basically, it means overused, cliche, and lacking in originality. A corny joke. I feel like that's a better explanation, but I always have a hard time explaining this to my students. Corny and cheesy both mean cliche or tacky. The only good way to explain the ideas behind these words is with examples. I feel like that's the best explanation for it, honestly. I feel like the best way to explain corny is with examples. Not so much a straightforward definition, but like using examples or whatnot. And like everything in life, I feel like what a lot of people don't get is that with something being corny, there's always a good corny and a bad corny. And I feel like a lot of people don't really dissect that, because who has time to do that? You know, we don't really care. If something's corny, we're calling it corny. We don't care if it's good corny or bad corny. But I feel like You got to sometimes. Like, for example, the good corny. I'm gonna dive on the good corny first. The good corny to me is you're able to just be yourself. You don't care about nothing. You're not trying to fit in with anything. You're just doing you. And like when people find that corny, I feel like that's a good thing because you're doing you. You know, you're doing something that you like, regardless of how people feel about it. They might not like it. Oh, I'm gonna say this nigga so lame. He's so corny to me. I feel like that's a good thing in that matter because no matter what they gotta say, you're closing them out. You don't give two fucks what they gotta say about you. You're still doing your thing, you know. You're still balling, doing your motherfucking thing. You don't really care about what they gotta say, and that's a good thing in my opinion. Another good corny would be like jokes, for example. Like, I mean, this is never funny to me, but like, you know, like how back in like the 80s, well, not 80s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, and like that, like the old jokes like, is your refrigerator running? Well, if it is, you better go catch it. Stuff like that. I feel like that's like a good corny joke. Stuff like that, that's good corny to me. That's not like the, I'm gonna touch on the bad corny in a few, but that's good corny. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with good corny. I feel like sometimes in life you need a little good corny just to spice things up. Not spice things up, but for that balance, you know, because it's not always about being serious in life. Sometimes you gotta have jokes. Sometimes you just gotta live free, you know. And I feel like the good corny is just living worry free. You're just living, you know. You don't have any worries. You don't care about shit. You're just living. And I feel like that's a good example of good corny. I mean, also I want to say that, you know how people say beauty is in the eye of the beholder? I feel like that's the same thing with corny. Corny is in the eye of the beholder, if that makes sense. I could see something and I can think it's the coolest shit on the planet. Nothing compares to this. This is just so awesome. But then on the other hand, you're looking at it and you're like, man, that shit is so corny. That's the wackest shit ever. How does he like that? I don't get how he likes that. Has-Been Hotel, prime example. You know, a lot of people don't really like Has-Been Hotel, but me, I'm an avid fan of it. I like Has-Been Hotel. It's GOAT. Now, I wouldn't say GOATed. I was about to drag in and say GOATed, but it's not GOATed yet. Does it have the time? Does it have the chance of being GOATed? Maybe in the future, you know. I know a lot of people say Hell of a Boss is better. I've only watched the first episode of Hell of a Boss. I fuck with it, but I gotta continue with it. But for example, Has-Been Hotel, I'm gonna use that. I think it's good, you know, it's enjoyable. If you turn your brain off without a bitch in your ear complaining that it's trash, you know, it's enjoyable. But a lot of people don't like to enjoy things in life. They just want to seem like they're too cool. They don't want to fuck with it and whatnot. And that's cool, but that's an example of good corny in my opinion. Now this section, I feel a lot of people fall under this one. You have the bad corny. The bad corny, I could talk about this all day, but the bad corny, for example, is when you can just tell that someone is trying to be perceived as something or be seen as something that they're not. Like they're just trying too hard to maybe fit in or look cool or look hard. You know, you could just tell. Like some people, you can just tell. Like, now I know sometimes, like looking at someone, you might not be able to tell, or you might think that they are trying too hard, but in reality they're really like that. But that's very rare. That's a very, very, very rare occasion. Like very rare occasion where you can be wrong, where you think somebody's like something and they're not. That's a very rare occasion. But 90% of the time, we see this every day. You got people on here acting like there's a certain way just to be seen in that light, or just to try to get, I hate this word, I truly hate this word, but sometimes you gotta use it, clout. You got some people that just do too much. They just do too much to be seen, and it's like, bro, like, just stop, calm down, man. You don't gotta do what you do. Like, just be normal. Like, I don't know how hard it is for some people to be normal. Not even be normal, but just be yourself, really. That's what I'm trying to say, not be normal. Because what is normal? You know, normal to me might not be normal to you, but just be yourself, man. You're trying way too hard. Sometimes you don't gotta try that hard, bro. And like, I get it might be working for you right now, but like, at the end of the day, when you put your head down on your pillow, when you go to sleep, you gotta feel like, damn, how long can I keep this up? It's just somebody's calling me once. That was very rude of me. My apologies for getting on my phone during the video. I just put my phone in D&D, so there should be no more interruptions. But yeah, back to what I was saying. What exactly is normal, you know? Like, when you put your head down on your pillow, you just gotta feel like, damn, I'm just looking so stupid out here, and for what? Just for a little bit of clout. And I mean, to each his own. You get it how you get it in this world. I mean, to each his own, but I'm just like, man, like, the bad corny, you know. But I feel like when it comes to knowing if something is corny or not. No one has the time to sit there and dissect, like, is that the good corny or the bad corny? Like, you just throw that word out there, and that's fine. Like, I'm guilty of it too sometimes, but I try not to use that word a lot. I use it where I see fit sometimes, if that makes sense. And that's just how it is, man. That's just how it'll always be, even when we're long and gone. Dust, particles, ashes to ashes. That word is still gonna get used. I mean, that's not the only word too. There are many other words that get overused, but I just wanted to make a video on that word in particular because, like I said, we need a remaster. We truly need a remaster, a rebrand, a refurbish, a recalculation of that word corny, because it's getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand. Like, niggas are so quick to just say, that's corny, that's corny, that's corny, that's corny. Whole time they be the cornball, but who am I? I'm just making a video on this, saying what I think. Like I said, like midpoint of the video, corny is in the eye of the beholder. What I think is corny, you might not think is corny. What you think is corny, I might not think is corny. Sometimes we're gonna both agree that something is corny. It all depends on you. It comes from here. What you think is corny, that's all on you. And I know for a fact there are people out there that probably think I'm the most corniest dude alive. Why is he still around? Who is this guy? He's so corny. I hate him. And that's cool, man. But I'm gonna continue to do my thing, man. I mean, until somebody put me in the ground 6 feet deep, I'm gonna keep doing me, man. I mean, I'm gonna just keep doing me, popping my shit, talking my shit, because I can, you know. We live in America, you know, freedom of speech. You might not agree with what I say, and that's cool, but I'm gonna still say what I say. You know, you can heed my words, you could take my words in, that's all on you. If you like what I say, you like what I say. If you don't, I mean, do something about it. Beat my ass. Nah, but yeah, I mean, that's just with anything, really. I mean, you're not gonna agree with everything in life that someone says or do, and that's cool. I mean, we're human beings at the end of the day. No one is perfect. No one is perfect, and no one is always right. It's just how you carry yourself in that confidence, you know. So regardless of what people say, man, you know, you just gotta live a while. Take the weight off your shoulders. Rock Lee, take the fucking weights off, you know, like he did versus Gara in the tuning exams, you know. Just live life, man. I mean, if you're too busy worried about, oh my god, I'm scared to do this because I don't want to be seen as corny. Oh my god, I don't want to be seen like a lame ass, then probably don't need to be doing it. Your heart's not in it, you know. For your heart to be in it, you don't care what nobody has to say. You just going for it, you feel me? You just going with it. You're just doing it because you like it, you know. It's from the heart. It's from in here. This. You're doing it because it's your purpose, you know. If you're too busy worried about what people are going to say too. That's why I laugh every time, like, I see someone say they're afraid to post, or they're afraid to do this, they're afraid to do that because they're scared of what people are going to say. I just laugh, honestly, because it's like, why do you care, bro? Like, again, you could be, I love this example. You could donate 50,000 to charity. Somebody's going to say, oh, somebody's going to have something to say. No matter what you do, somebody's going to have something to say. Oh, he could have donated 60,000. He only did that because he wanted to be seen as a good guy. Like, it don't matter what you do, bro. Somebody's going to always have the smallest thing, the biggest thing. They're going to have something to say, man. I mean, that's just how life is. Like, even this video, somebody's going to have something to say. Even this, like, what I'm saying right now to the fucking camera, somebody's going to have something to say. Like, oh, he's so corny. This nigga think he a prophet. Ah, he trying to, like, bro, I'm just talking, like, again, I've been doing this, by the way. I ain't just start talking like this. If you know, you know. I ain't new to this. I've been doing it. I derailed a little bit, but back to, like, the main title of this video, corny, man. That was a little lesson of what corny is, really. I mean, corny is just, like I said again, I'm gonna say it one more time, it's in the eye of the beholder, you know. What you think is corny, that's on you, but just know, like, just know there's always a bad corny and a good corny, and I feel like that is the main example, I think that is the perfect explanation of it. Me personally, I think that's perfect, not because I just said it. I mean, why would I think that? But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much that. So if you sat through this lesson, then I truly appreciate you for watching this video. Typical YouTuber shit, man. Like, comment, subscribe. No, not even. I'm gonna stop saying that, the typical YouTuber shit, because, you know, I'm gonna stop saying that. But yeah, if you watch this while you're eating, at work, family function. Thank you, man. I mean, in bed, before work, before your football game, basketball game, show, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for watching these videos. I've been on it too. I've been uploading every week just for about, I don't know how long, maybe a month or two. 3 is dragging it, but I feel like definitely a month or two. No, at least 2. Maybe 2.5. Definitely 2 though. 2 months. I mean, I'm done being lazy with YouTube, man. I mean, stop being lazy. And it's funny too, a lot of people, they message me. They be like, yo, bro, you inspired me to start uploading now. And that means a lot, man. To have that power to inspire others. No, but real talk though, thank you for watching the video, and until the next one. Cheers. Sabrina Carpenter Dunkin' Donuts cup. Cheers.